You're staring down a massive business problem. You ask for advice, and instead of a clear path, you get hit with a storm of disjointed ideas, conflicting data, and pure noise. Imagine a system that sorts through that panic for you. It's designed to ignore the noise and find the specific facts needed to build a strategy. We can look at the inner workings of an elite AI like a high-end Michelin kitchen. For a perfect dish to reach your table, everything behind the scenes must be pristine and hyper-organized. This digital kitchen follows a strict process. It starts with specific instructions, breaks every task into small pieces, coordinates the work across different specialists, and delivers it without extra filler. When you peek behind those swinging doors, the mystery of the machine fades away. What you find instead is a structured way of thinking that anyone can follow. Let's look at the prep station. This is where we handle the instructions. When you drop an order onto the counter, the system immediately filters out the emotional noise. It scans for hard boundaries, pulling out exact numbers like your budget and your timeline. If your request is too vague, the kitchen stops. It refuses to guess what you want. Instead, it pushes back, presenting you with clear options to force you to define exactly what needs to be done. Once the order is clear, the AI acts like a master prep chef. It breaks your massive problem down into pieces that are distinct from one another, but that together cover the entire situation. First, it ensures those pieces are distinct, without overlap, avoiding duplicate work. Then it checks they are complete. When reassembled, they must account for every detail of the original problem, with nothing left out. By chopping the issue into these isolated facts, the system ensures that the rest of the cooking process relies on reality, rather than a messy web of assumptions. Slicing the problem this way acts as a safeguard. It stops a tiny error at the prep station from ruining the final result. Now the ingredients hit the hotline. The system routes those isolated pieces of the problem to different internal subroutines, much like handing off tasks to specialized chefs. One specialist focuses entirely on building the logical data. Meanwhile, a completely separate part of the system is tasked with generating creative solutions. But before anything leaves the kitchen, it has to pass a final safeguard, the adversary. Think of this as a highly critical taste tester. This system is explicitly programmed to attack the work. It hunts for logical traps and weak spots, catching flawed ideas before they ever reach you. Finally, the answer arrives at the pass. Here, the system strips away all the pleasantries, filler words, and robotic apologies. This split screen shows how the information is delivered. On one side, the system serves a deeply detailed strategy. On the other, it provides a minimal, high-efficiency checklist for immediate action. A serious intelligence proves its worth not by how much data it can generate, but by the volume of irrelevant noise it successfully holds back. From the moment you drop off a problem, it flows through a relentless gauntlet, filtering for intent, chopping into small, distinct pieces, surviving the final taste test, and arriving without any fluff. This invisible, rigorous discipline operating in the background is what separates a generic chatbot from a serious engine built to solve. This architecture isn't just for software. It's a way for us to sharpen how we solve problems every day. You can stop accepting chaotic advice and start demanding this level of discipline in your own meetings, projects, and decisions. Mastering this workflow means that when the world sends you chaos, you have the tools to sort through it and find the clarity hidden inside.